Previously on Northwest Fishing Fanatics. It is another beautiful day on the Cowlitz River. When isn't it a beautiful day on the Cowlitz River? I am going to do something a little bit different today. We've been fishing at the barrier, we've been fishing down at Blue Creek and points in between, but I'm going to head south, kind of like waterfowl. I'm going to head south. We are going to head south and see what we can find a little bit further downriver. So stick with me. I'll tell you where I'm going. I'll show you where I'm going. And if we're lucky, we might find a fish or two. I haven't been down to this area. I used to fish the lower river a lot.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
We're almost there. I have not been to this part of the river in a long time. Okay, I've got two diver rods set up, one with a coon shrimp and a sand shrimp, and another one just with a coon shrimp, both on Brad's divers. Let's go see what we can do. We'll ease our way down. God damn it. Oh. Not like that. What the hell? I just want to get a look at the river here. Super cool spot. Oh, we're not gonna fish here. I'm just gonna head on down. I just wanted to get a look at it. Okay. Now, I am in no hurry today. I'm just going to pull plugs from this location here down a mile or two, see what we come up with. Just never know. It has literally been at least 10 years. My dad's been gone for 5. Dick's been gone for 6. So it's probably been 15 years since I've been down in this area of the river. And I got to tell you, it's super nice. Like I mentioned earlier, I've become complacent with fishing out of my place because it's so easy. I just launch my boat and I go fishing. But I really do miss exploring all these different areas. I need to start doing it again, and I think I will. I have no reason not to. I'm going to start right here. put this one back, say 40 feet. This one's got the larger diver on it. This one's got the smaller diver on it. Now we're just going to drift our way down, slowly moving our way down. There's a couple of deep spots like this that I'm going to hit on the way. We'll go underneath the train trestle and then over to the other side. If my memory serves, there's a location, if I can still remember it, and it's been so long I don't know if the fish even hang out there anymore. But there was a time when me and my dad and Dick Ford were in this one spot back when I had my Aluma weld. Keep an eye on that rod for me, will you? And we had found this one spot that I thought would be a good place where fish would be holding. We were steelhead fishing, and I run up into the spot. Dick Ford grabs the anchor to set the anchor. We were just going to pull plugs on anchor. And my dad doesn't have anything to do with fish, so he jumps in the back of he jumps back there, grabs his rod, starts casting, and bam, right off. First cast or two, fish on. So we didn't even have time to get the anchor set and the boat set. Had to chase his fish down. This happened 3 times in a row. Needless to say, I was like, Dad, come on, man. Give us a chance. So we pulled up, we set anchor, and ended up fishing there for another hour or so. Didn't catch another fish. Oh man, what I wouldn't give to have him back in my boat again. He was a hell of a man. Taught me everything I know. Well, most everything I know, I should say. He fought in 2 wars. Grew up during the Depression. He was born in 1928, so he grew up during the Depression. Joined the military, joined the Army to escape poverty, and did more with so little than anybody I've ever known. He managed to purchase that property. He had a couple of different businesses, and he was just a hard-working SOB. Conservationist, fisherman, hunter. He ran hunt clubs for the military in France, Spain, and Germany. Ended up, in his later years, after we couldn't fish for a while because of his health, ended up with dementia and couldn't speak for a couple of years before he passed. Now let's just see if we can catch a fish here in honor of my father. I've got one rod down there ready to go with a mag lip. I've got 2 bobber dogging rods, a regular float rod, 2 drift rods. So needless to say, I am armed and dangerous. I have herring, I've got coon shrimp, I've got sand shrimp, I've got eggs. We'll see what we can do. The only thing I don't have is a lot of time. I still have that cleanup that I haven't got to, all those limbs that are down at the property. Last night when I got done, I fished for a couple hours, last night before it got dark, and talked to my wife about fishing today, and not fishing today because I wanted to get those limbs cleaned up. And she said, "They're not going anywhere, Gene." Doesn't take much to convince me I'm going fishing. As a matter of fact, one of my buddies sent me a text. We were talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, because I ate the last of my kokanee. Smoked up some kokanee that we caught down in Merwin a month ago or so. Check out that video. That was really cool. It's non-stop action, kokanee. That was weird. It just turned off. I think I have it because I have it voice activated and it picked up a word. I think I said STOP, so I have to spell out to my cameras now, kind of like my dog, or else they'll just do what they want to do. Can't remember what I was talking about. I was down here one time in my boat and my buddy's boat, Dick Ford, and he had a 16-foot flat bottom Aluma weld with like a 92 or 94 Merc, jet on the back, and I had to tow him all the way from the Toutle River up here to this launch because he broke down. It broke down. Something about the oil reservoir because it had one of those with the automatic oil feed, 2-stroke. So that was quite an adventure. There was another time when we were fishing in separate boats. I was in my Aluma weld and he was in his. I was in my intruder Aluma weld and he was in his flat bottom Aluma weld, and he was with a buddy, and he stepped over to the side of the center console because he was letting his buddy drive the boat, which you should never do it unless they're really experienced. And the boat tilted to the side, caught the river, and flipped them both out of the boat completely, right into the drink. And so they made it to shore. The boat he didn't have the safety kill switch on, and so the boat ran downriver at full throttle up onto the beach about 100 yards, probably 75 yards away from where they went overboard. And the boat just went up about 20 or 30 feet onto the bank. And luckily other fishermen, I wasn't there at that time, I was too far upriver, but other fishermen had run down there and killed the motor. It didn't do any damage to it, and then they made it to shore. So what an experience, huh? I've never been thrown from my boat. I've had people fall overboard. Hey, stuff happens. Now, when you fish for 50 years, something is bound to happen. I mean, a good example was that. So, people say that when you have an extended warranty on your vehicle is going to break down as soon as you lose your warranty, right? As soon as it expires. Well, I just paid off my truck, my F-350, and so I got the title in the mail last week. And then I'm leaving day before yesterday to come down here, dragging the boat. I get about a half a mile from my house, and my check engine light comes on. I'm like, what the heck? And so what do? I turn around, go back home, pull it up to the shop, grab my reader, and find out that I've got a P078 code, P0478 or whatever it was. But anyway, it was the glow plug module failure. I'm like, okay, so I just replaced a couple of glow plugs last month. Took me 15 minutes to get that thing out. O'Reilly's had one up the road. Hour later, I'm back on the road and heading down here. But, something happens right after I get ownership of the vehicle, complete ownership. Oh, that's life. Life is quite an adventure. You really have to think of it as an adventure. You can't sweat the small things. And it's not the things that happen to you that determine your character. It's how you respond to the things that happen to you. I could have got mad. I could have got pissed off. It was a little irritating. But, I said, hey, what am I going to do? Turn around, check out the problem, replace the part. That probably would have cost me $500 if I'd have had to take it to a mechanic. Still looking fishy. Oh, I remember what I was talking about before my camera shut off. Oh my God. Yeah. You might be laughing at me because a little bit forgetful, but don't laugh too hard, because someday you'll be there too if you're not there already. I received a text message because I ate all the rest of the kokanee that I had, and smoked it up, from the Merwin trip. And my buddy says, well, next week, because I was talking about going kokanee fishing somewhere, and he said, well, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have to make up my mind between trout, kokanee, and halibut. Ooh, yeah, halibut's coming up. But I'm going to have some salmon, halibut, and tuna videos coming up this year that are going to be so awesome, especially the halibut and the lingcod. Oh my God. Okay, what we do is we go out to 5 to 7 to 900 feet of water. We use electric reels. I have two, one for lingcod and one I use for halibut. They can both be used for each. But I prefer, because when we're jigging, in 500 feet of water with pipe jigs, and I'll show you those pipe jigs later too, when we shoot those, using 16 to 24 ounce pipe jigs with number 12 treble hooks on them. I like to have a smaller jigging rod, and then of course the Daiwa Tanakum 750 is a lot smaller than the 1000 that I have. And oh, there's a goose right there. And the 1000 that I have has I think around 1,100 yards, over 3,000 feet of 80-pound test Power Pro. Yeah, and so we're fishing when we're out for halibut, we're fishing in 700 to 800 feet of water with electric reels and massive baits. I like to use mackerel, and I have a mackerel in my freezer right now that is at least 22 inches. It's a 3-pound mackerel, and that sucker's going down in one chunk. And you wouldn't believe, I like to think of, when I'm out there fishing for halibut, the old philosophy of big bait, big fish, it really applies. I'm so stoked for this year's halibut. And I want you to join me. And I know you're going to be just as stoked. Okay. Here I am again. Yap, 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 yap. I'm going to hit this stretch before we get past it. So I mentioned that everything is an adventure. Every trip is an adventure. So I leave this morning to come down here. And what do? I forget my driver's license and my fishing license. I get down to Blue Creek and I realize I don't have my driver's license or fishing license. So I turned around, called my wife, and said, hey, honey, guess what? And she says, what? Did you forget something? Yeah, she knows me pretty well, right? So she jumped on the quad and ran my fishing license, my hunting license, and my pistol up to the main road so I didn't have to drive down to our property. Well, got a little trout here. Well, that's not the fish we're looking for. That's not the fish we're looking for, but we are gonna let him go. Oh, look at that little guy. Sorry, buddy. See you later. You probably didn't know, but I'm always armed everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. It's just that we live in that kind of a world where you have to be able to protect yourself. And I'm a staunch believer in the Second Amendment. This is not a political statement. Well, I guess to some degree it is, right? I'm just saying that people have a right to defend themselves, and police are minutes away when seconds count. So you're the only one that's there everywhere you go. So you have a duty to yourself and your family to protect yourself and be able to protect yourself no matter what. Because no one's going to be there for you. So you don't see them because they're usually under my waders. My pistol's usually under my waders, under my clothes, like this. And if I go out camping or someplace like that, I usually carry a different pistol. This one here is a 9mm Ruger LC9S. Light, small, packs power, and it's easy to carry. That's why it doesn't bother me. If I was to carry some of my other pistols, like when I go camping and things, it's they kind of wear on you because they're heavy. But anyway, enough about that. Protect yourself because your life depends on it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go around this corner, you know, let the river pull me around this corner here, and then we'll jam around to another spot. I think there's another slot around the corner if I remember correctly. That side. I just got here a few minutes ago.
Hey, I see you got YouTube videos too.
Yes.
You probably see me on there.
Who are you?
Word, W-O-R-D-A.
I was just gonna work my way down. Pleasure meeting you.
Have a good one, buddy. Good luck.
You too. Okay, I'm gonna pull up and hit around the corner here. This is the confluence of the Toutle River and the Cowlitz. It's been a long time since I've been down here. Crazy flow right there. Nice beach area, beach access, if that's what you want to call it. There's the Toutle right there, the bridge to I-5. Nice sandy island. Look at that, isn't that cool? I am going to call it quits for the day. There goes the gentleman I was talking to. But it's been a long time since I spent any time down here on this part of the river. I talked to 4 or 5 different people, and nobody's catching any fish down here today. And so I'm going to head back up. But it was a fun time. I got to eat lunch on the island down there by the confluence of the Toutle, seen a sturgeon, caught a little 8-inch trout. So it was an awesome adventure. I'm glad I got the time to, glad I took the time to come down here. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, comment at your convenience, hit the like button and the thumbs up, and I'll see you on the water. Peace, love, and tight lines. I'm gonna run up now. Let's go.